guys, welcome back to my channel, Unpack. I am so excited to make a new YouTube video. I know it has been months since I've first posted my video, but as you can see, I'm healing from my thyroid cancer surgery. Anyway, if you're here, it's because you saw the title, and we are definitely talking about toxic fandoms. And of course, we're going to talk about the Bridgerton fandom because I have been very much so active in that community, and I really wanted to make a video about everything that has transpired over the years being in this fandom. And I think it's time for us to like call it out and acknowledge what it is, and then for us to create a better community for everyone involved. And yeah, so if you're here to hear about that, then welcome. Also, you know I'm serious when I literally wrote notes about what I wanted to talk about specifically, because I didn't want to make a video of me just talking when I can just get to the point. So overall, in general, I feel like fandoms over the years have become such a toxic and messy place, where people aren't genuinely fans of the show and the characters and the actors, but they're genuinely here to create chaos, like a lot of chaos. And someone who has been a fan since the show first came out, I believe it was during, I want to say it was during the pandemic or maybe before the pandemic. Yeah. Either way, 2020 was my first time seeing season 1. I was very excited when the show was announced because I have been an avid reader of the books. Since I was in middle school. I shouldn't have been reading that in middle school, but I absolutely adored the books. And of course, I'm a huge Polin fan. I've always been a Polin fan, but I do love the other characters in the books as well. Like I said, I'm a huge fan, and as I am, there are plenty of people around the world who probably read the books as well, or just stumbled upon this period drama show and just fell in love with the characters and the writing and everything. But just like I have seen, I'm sure there's a lot of you that have seen how much this fandom has changed over the years. A fandom is usually a group of people who create a beautiful community around the show or the game or whatever they're fans of. They create a beautiful community around it, and it's usually a positive thing to be a part of. Like, you don't usually have like shipping wars or people threatening each other or stalking each other or anything of that nature. It's usually just a community that you're supposed to come to, talk about the show, what are your likes, what are your dislikes, and all these things. But unfortunately, not everybody comes into a fandom with a genuine spirit about what they love. What I've seen over the years is that the shipping wars have become such a thing that I just feel like has really ruined what it is to be a fan of the show. It's like this constant need to like, well, my ship is better than your ship, and oh we're being fed more than you, Like, I'm not gonna lie, I honestly believe the way that people are behaving in this fandom right now is because they've never been in a fandom before, or they've always just been nice, nasty people, and they just decided to come over to our fandom and create chaos. But I 100% believe that the people that are creating the shipping wars and just being so nasty and negative towards each other, they've never experienced community. Never. Because even though I'm a Polin fan, I'm still going to 100% support whatever season couple it is. I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, I'm a Polin fan, I'm not watching anything else. Like, what? Oh, I'm a Kay Anthony fan, I'm only caring about my season. Like, it's one thing to really love a couple from the show or book, right? But if you're a Bridgerton fan, then you shouldn't worry about like, well, my couple had their season, so I don't really care. I don't want to talk about the show anymore. But I'm gonna continue to watch, and I'm gonna continue to put out negative things into the atmosphere, or write really negative think pieces about the next couple's season because I think that my season is better than theirs. It's okay to think that your season is the best season because you love that couple, but it's another when you're online and you're constantly harassing the fans of said couple. So that's what I mean by it's really gotten toxic in this fandom. And even though people call it out, which I think is great, I think you should call it out, but not every single time someone says something negative, right? Like, why must I always look for the negative? If we're in this community, if we're Polin fans, then that's all we need to be talking about. Why are we constantly like, this person wrote this? Oh my God, did you see what this person said? Oh, look at what this person said. Can you believe what they said? Oh, this is so wrong. Like, who cares? Block them, mute them, do whatever you have to do to stop seeing those tweets, those Instagram posts, those TikTok posts. Stop following the people that are out there being negative. It's just that simple. So with this whole shipping wars thing, I believe it created and festered into the most toxic situation I've ever seen in a fandom, period. Now we can talk about the actors. Now, the whole point, and I have made so many videos about this, the whole point of shipping is you think these two actors are so cute and they play their characters so well and their chemistry is just insane. Whether they're on set or they're off set, the chemistry is just amazing. Oh my God, they would look so cute together. What if they got together? That's the whole point of shipping. It's like, what if? It's always that what if they get together? Not, oh, I have to prove that these two are together. I have to show you guys that they're not together. Like, it became like this weird thing, especially with Polin. And I have to say with Polin because this didn't happen with any other couple. With Luke and Nicola, of course, like, everybody has an opinion about whether their friendship is real, whether it's fake, and all these things. But what we do know is that those two have constantly said throughout the tour that they are great friends. They love each other, they have love for each other, and it's a genuine friendship. It's not something that's like made to sell. Now, did Bridgerton, did Shondaland, did Netflix capitalize off of their friendship? Yes, like who wouldn't? They have great chemistry. They did amazing on their world tour. People fell in love with them. People fell in love so much that they came to watch the show. They didn't even know what the show was about, but they saw them in an interview and were like, I need to watch it. These two have great chemistry. So because everybody saw that, it's like, oh, I can ship them because they're so cute. Wouldn't that be cute? Like, they would make a great couple. Not, oh my God, I think that's true. Like, 100% they're together, 100% I have to prove it, I have to show clues, I have to zoom into photos, they are definitely hanging out. They tell us that they hang out. They also tell us that they don't take pictures or videos when they hang out. They told us throughout the press tour that they are real friends. She introduced him to her family, he introduced him. They are real friends. It's a genuine friendship. So I don't understand where all of this came from, where people felt the need to have to prove whether it's true or not, like they're together. You don't have to do that. We're just shipping them. That's it. And then with the actors' personal lives, people started to delve into their personal lives, like, oh, he would never be with Nicola. She would never be with Luke. He's too young for her. Oh, Luke is on these little girls' pages. Well, not little girls, but these 20-year-olds' pages, and Nicola's not his type, and then all of this discourse. And I'm just like, why are we so focused on the actors' personal lives and not focused on the actors themselves? And then people are tagging these actors in negative stuff, which is insane. You don't need to do that in a fandom. You don't need to tag your fave into something negative. Why would you want them to see that? And then people are saying, well, they're not seeing it. Yes, they are. I promise you, every single celebrity out there, they Google or they're typing in their name to see what people are saying about them. Every single celebrity does that. Celebrity influencer, doesn't matter. That's the reason why they say what they say in their interviews. Nicola has made it known that she does not like that people are delving into her personal life. And yet people continue to do it. People continue to speculate her personal life. Like, who cares who she's dating? Who cares who Luke is dating? As long as they give us the Polin that we want, I don't care what they do in their private life. I personally think that's where the fandom kind of just started to tank into a toxic area. I've never seen it this bad. Like, when Luke was in his relationship for like 4 years, like, were there negative people? Yes, because people just assumed that Nick and Luke were together. But it really didn't get bad until people started trolling his ex in like her live. Like, it wasn't her actual live. She was doing something for like a company. Like, she was on their page, and so Bridgerton Fandoms went onto that page and was like trolling her and saying some really nasty things towards her, and it just got to the point where it was too much. But yeah, people started behaving that way. That was like the first time that I had a glimpse of the nastiness in the fandom. But it didn't last long, because then Luke and Jade ended up breaking up. But even then, around that time, I did not care about Luke having a girlfriend. I did not care. It wasn't my business. All I cared about was, oh my god, they're so cute together. Him and Nick are so cute. Every time they did an interview together, I'm like, oh my god, they're so cute. I want them together so bad. But I knew he had a girlfriend, so it was like, eh. And then that kind of just leads into how I feel about how people within the ships. So like, it's like Bridgerton Fandom, but it's like it goes back to the shipping wars, but it's like people within the ship started to attack each other because they started to attack the actors. So it's like, when living in that moment, it was a lot. It was a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, there's no way all of you grown people are arguing about these strangers. We do not know these people. We do not know. And I need people to understand that. We do not know these people other than what they give us in their interviews. But I think people took it to heart. They took this fandom to heart. Like, no, I know them. That's my friend. That's my bestie. People started to project onto these two, to the point where, you know, once Luke and Nick wrapped like their world tour, and I don't want that to, once they wrapped all of that, and Nicola was still going out to events, like going out and just, hey, season 3, you know, going out and networking basically. And I remember I made a video that went viral on TikTok because so many people were like, oh, Luke should have been there at these events that Nicola was attending. And I basically said to them, like, listen, some actors' teams will capitalize. Some actors' teams will capitalize off of their moment. Nicola's name was trending, okay? Nicola's name was everywhere. Everybody wanted to know about Nicola. Her team capitalized off of that moment. Now, did Luke's team have? They should have, yes. But some actors are like, listen, I did what I needed to do. I want to take a break. Then other actors are like, I don't want to take a break. I want to keep this momentum going. My name is trending. People are watching me. I want to keep going. Let's go. Like, I want to go to these auditions. I want to do this, that, and the third. And who's to say Luke didn't have auditions? So that's basically what I was saying in the video. If his team really wanted him to, they would have. He would have been at those events. he would have been networking. But for whatever reason, he chose not to, and that's his prerogative. So people shouldn't attack him. So that just goes back to there then became like a split, and oh, I'm only a Luke fan, I'm only a Nicola fan, and I'm only going to support Nicola, or I'm only going to support Luke. And then people started attacking each other because then, listen, this is crazy. People started having lives, zooming into photos, and I'm not going to judge those people, because if it was fun to them, it was fun. But those lives then created hate for them on Twitter and all these other places on social media, where people were taking screen grabs and taking things out of context. And then it just became this whole, like, it was like this cancer, no pun intended, that just festered and grew, and somehow just became such a big thing over the summer. And that should have never happened. It really shouldn't. Like, not in a fandom. Like, come on now. Like, we all are Polin fans, and we all ship Luke and Nick. Why is there so much infighting? And then it got to the point where people started actually saying, like, no, I know for a fact that they are together. I know for a fact. And then you have people saying, no, I know for a fact that they're not together, and I know for a fact that they're not really friends, and I have proof of this. I have a timeline of this happening, this happening, this happening. And then people just started stalking the actors and stalking the people around the actors and following them and posting in their comments or reposting their photos and talking crap about them. And it just, like, it's like, now when you think back on it, especially the people that know what I'm talking about, that was crazy, right? Like, that was insane. Like, I've never seen something like that in my life, where people were just off the hinge because something isn't going the way that you want. But like I said, shipping is the land of delusion, literally the land of delusion. Why are we taking it so personal? This is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to make fun edits. Like, it was cool because Luke and Nick were like, oh my god, we love that people ship us. It's the edits are so cute. And then it just got weird. And then it got strange. And then it just got mean and nasty, to the point where people were run off of TikTok. People were run off Twitter because of this divide in the, not only the fandom, but in the shipping fandoms. And then it just became K. Anthony's arguing with the Polins, and then the Polins arguing with the K. Anthony's, and then it just got so nasty. And it's like, what has this fandom become? We're supposed to be dressing up, and we're supposed to be talking about the show, we're supposed to be talking about our ship, and we're supposed to be having fun shipping the actors and having fun shipping the characters. Like, I don't understand why it took the route that it did. And I don't know who started it, but I know that we now know, like, there are certain people in the fandom that kind of felt like they took charge of the fandom, even though nobody's in charge of the Bridgerton fandom. Nobody's in charge of their shipping fandom. Like, I don't understand why people felt the need to take on roles in the fandom, but you don't need to do that, because we're a community. We're a worldwide community. They did a whole world tour, so that lets you know that people around the world love Bridgerton. They love certain shipping fandoms. So it's like, I don't get it. And it really, like, made me sad, because people were being threatened, because they were telling people to stop the stalking. And I don't understand why people were starting to mute people and block people, because you're telling them, hey, you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far. And people didn't like that. And I just thought that was so interesting. This whole ordeal, ever since I started posting about the fandom again, because I had a TikTok before, and people are just being rude and nasty in the comments, so I deleted that TikTok and made a new one. And then I started posting about it again, and it was beautiful because I got to meet wonderful people. But then it's like, it just got bad, and it got bad so fast. So I'm hoping that now people are like kind of stepping back from the fandom and kind of just like, you know, I love the show, I love my ship, I love my Polin ship, but I'm not gonna ship Luke and Nick, and that's fine. I feel like if you feel like you need to step away from the Luke-Cola ship, step away. Because I know I have. I've stepped back from doing that, all because like the actors are sort of making it clear, like, this is who I'm with, this is who I'm with, we're not together. So yeah, I don't know what all this crazy is about, and I don't blame them. I remember when someone commented and was like, you know, you want to be an actor, like, wouldn't you feel weird if someone tried to ship you with your co-star? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, in a way, but also it's like, I know that I would only take it as weird if people were doing what people were doing in this fandom, and that's like, you're trying to figure out my private life, and you're trying to prove that we're either together or we're not together, or we're friends or we're not friends. And I think that's weird. Like, you're taking it too far. Now you're zooming into my glasses, you're trying to see if someone's over there. Like, you don't need to do all that. I wouldn't mind. I would think like Luke and Nick, like, that's cute. That just shows how genuine our friendship is, that people think we could possibly be more outside of the show. I think it's cute. I will be looking out for that when I do make it in the industry, because I know how crazy it can get. Case in point, that's why I'm making this video, because it just got extremely wild in this fandom. Now, it's one thing to speculate, like, if they're together, like, oh, did she post that for Lou? You know, like, stuff like that, because it's cute. Like, you're not serious, you're not. Oh, you know what I just thought about? That's what I think it is. People started taking it too serious. Like, it was fun. People were like, oh, I wonder if she wore that for a certain somebody. And then it just became like, no, she has to be wearing it for him. She has to. And it's like, what is happening right now in this fandom? So I hope everybody's just taking a deep breath and kind of just regrouping, because we're about to have season 4. And from what Luke and Nick are saying, like, we're getting a lot of Polin content. So I hope y'all are ready for the discussions that will be had and the edits that will be made. And I want us to have fun. Like, let's get back to having fun instead of everybody just frustrated with each other and going at it like, oh, you're stupid, you're dumb, you shouldn't have this opinion. And and let me talk about that as well too, because there's somebody in this fandom that, you know, I really did like her videos. Did I follow her? I'm not sure if I followed her or not, but I did appreciate like her commentary. And I think we need to get back to that, allowing creators to create and be able to state their opinion without people attacking them in the comments or taking screen grabs from their lives and just feeling like they have to correct that person. Like if they say, oh, well, you know, I really hope that Luke gets an opportunity to be nominated for an acting award. Then you have people who are like, why can't you just be happy for Nicola? It's like, did I say I wasn't happy for Nicola, or am I saying what I said? So, and I feel like this creator really went through that a lot, and I believe her name is Mia. I accidentally came across one of her TikTok lives the other day, and she was saying how she no longer wants to talk about Nicola. And that was somebody that she was a huge fan of, but she no longer wants to talk about her because of Nicola's fans. Like I said, there has been a rift in the fandom to now where it's like, oh, we ship Polin, oh, we ship Lucola, but now it's like I only want to talk about Luke, I only want to talk about Nicola, like I'm only a fan of that person, I don't care about anything else. And they attack you if they feel like you're saying something against the person that they're only a fan of. And I think that is ridiculous, especially in a fandom. Like, that's so not cool. And I felt really bad for her because she made content about Luke and Nick a lot. And she was in this fandom longer than those of you who feel the need to attack her. So stuff like that, where you guys are running people off who have been creating content longer than you've been in the fandom. And I think that is not okay. And that needs to be called out as well. But like I said, since the beginning of this video, the fandom has gotten toxic, and I hope that people are now realizing, like, listen, we need to take a step back, take a breather, come back together, and just have fun. Because I'm going to be making more videos talking about the show. I'm going to be making edits. It's fun. And I don't think people should be allowed to take away the fun from us at all. I think moving forward that people should stop tagging the actors in ridiculous things and negative things. Stop going back and forth with people who feel the need to argue with you because they don't like your shipping fandom. They don't like that you ship Paula, they don't like that you ship Lucola, or they don't like that you ship Kay Anthony. I don't understand. Like, let's stop the shipping wars within the fandom. It makes no sense, and it's so stupid. The only reason why you should have a shipping war is if, like, there's a villain couple and then there's the heroes. And you're like, you know what, my villain couple is so much better than yours. Like, I can see that. But this is just ridiculous. They're in the same family and y'all are always arguing over just ridiculous things, and let's just stop. If you don't like what someone has said, block them or mute them. But you don't need to repost what that person said, like, and starting this whole attacking that person. And, like, please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Like, get back to spreading fan art and edits and clips and let creators create. I don't know if y'all heard me, but let creators create. Period. It makes no sense to continue to attack a creator because they're posting something that you don't like. You have the choice to block or mute. Make that choice. Thank you so much for tuning into this. I don't want to keep talking because I feel like I could just go on and on and on and on and on and talk about this situation in the fandom, but I feel like I got my point across, and well, hopefully I did. I already know people are going to take some of what I said and just turn it into a negative discourse, but it is what it is. I really wanted to talk about this. It's been months of me just writing down, like, all my thoughts on papers and in my journal, like, of everything that I was witnessing in this fandom. And like I said, I hope that we could just get back to a place where it's just a fun fandom and it's not all this drama and negativity that's being focused on. But anyway, I would love to hear all about, like, your stories. Like, if you have been wronged in this fandom where you feel like, hey, I was posting positive content and people just started attacking me, please definitely post it in the comments because I want to hear about other people's experience in this fandom. How do you feel about it? Do you think it's toxic? Have you seen toxic stuff? Have you dealt with it? Have you yourself been toxic and you want to call yourself out? Like, you know what? I was posting some really nasty things about other people, or said some nasty things about other people that I don't think aligns with who I am offline. Definitely comment that below and let's keep the conversation going, but also let's be respectful of other people's opinions, thoughts, comments, concerns, and all of that above. Like, let's get back to just creating a fun community that's a safe space for everybody to come and create. And let's just do that. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I can't wait to make more content with you guys. See you soon.